We moved off-grid to get away from it all. City noise, bills, neighbors, everything. It was my wife Lena's dream, a fresh start. Somewhere our kids, Ella and Jonah, could grow up free, wild, and unglued from screens. I'll admit, the place was beautiful. 20 acres of forest in northern Idaho. No cell towers, no neighbors for miles, and an old A-frame cabin someone abandoned years ago. We fixed it up ourselves. It felt like ours. But it started with small things, flickering lights, a cold breeze drifting through sealed windows. I chalked it up to wiring issues and mountain drafts, but the cold would always come from the same place, the back hallway, leading to the crawl space. Our daughter Ella was the first to say anything. One morning, over breakfast, she said, "Mom, the lady in the hallway doesn't like when Jonah cries." Lena froze mid-bite. "What lady, sweetie?" Ella pointed. "The tall lady. She floats." I laughed. "You mean like a ghost? You've been reading too many of those books." But she was dead serious. "No, she talks. At night. I hear her telling Jonah to be quiet." Jonah was only 3, still in a crib in our room. He'd wake up crying some nights, screaming as if someone was standing right over him. We figured it was night terrors. Now I wasn't so sure. Then we found the carvings. I was cleaning behind the pantry shelves, clearing away some mold, when I noticed faint scratches on the wooden wall. I moved the shelves and saw it properly. Crude carvings of stick figures. Dozens of them. All scratched deep into the wood, with one figure always larger, towering over the rest, her arms stretched long and crooked. At the bottom was something written in faint, choppy lettering. "She waits." I showed Lena. She didn't say anything, just stared. That night she insisted we hang a cross above every door. She grew up Catholic. We hadn't been to church in years. That same night, Jonah screamed again. But this time, it was different. We both rushed to him. He was pointing at the closet. "She's there. She's there. Don't let her take me." I opened the closet. Nothing. But the temperature dropped like we'd opened a freezer. I could see my breath. The walls began to groan softly, like the house was holding in a breath. We barely slept. The next day, Lena found the trap door. Hidden beneath a rug in the hallway, it led to the crawl space. She said she'd felt drawn to it, as if someone wanted her to see what was below. I begged her not to open it, but she already had. Inside was dirt, bones, animal bones mostly, but deeper down, there were things no animal could make. Old rusted tools, a child's shoe, and a journal, water-damaged, the writing barely legible. We spent the whole night going through it. It belonged to someone named Martha Keeley, dated 1921. She wrote about her children dying one by one, claimed it was a sickness, born of the woods, something old, something angry. Her entries grew more erratic. She spoke of a woman in white who stood beneath the pines at night, whispering through the cracks of the walls, asking for children. I gave her Thomas, one page read. I couldn't stand the screaming anymore. The final entry simply said, "Now she wants me." That night, we heard footsteps in the attic. Heavy, dragging footsteps. But the attic had no floor, just beams and insulation that we added during the renovation that we did. No one could walk up there. Lena clutched my arm as we listened to it circle above our bedroom, slow and deliberate. About 2 a.m. came the knocking, not on the door, on the walls, from the inside. Ella came running down the hall crying. She's in the mirror. She was smiling at me. I stormed into her room, grabbed the mirror from her dresser, and took it outside. I smashed it against the pine tree closest to the house. As the glass shattered, a sound came from the woods, a long, low moan, like the trees were weeping. Lena wanted to leave the next morning, but the truck wouldn't start. Not the battery, not the engine. Like something held it in place. We couldn't simply walk out from this forest, especially when it's near winter with 2 kids. I told my wife we'll stay and see one more night. We huddled together that night, all 4 of us in the living room by the fire. I kept the shotgun close, not sure what I'd do with it. I thought ghosts couldn't hurt you. I don't believe that anymore. The fire went out around 2 a.m. We didn't put it out, it just died. The cold came instantly, and so did the whispering. It came from every direction, weaving through the logs, the windows, the floorboards. A woman's voice, sweet and low, singing an old lullaby. Lena started to cry. Ella clung to her. Jonah just stared at the hallway. Then he stood. He walked toward it. I grabbed him, held him tight. He fought, stronger than he should have been, screaming, "She's calling me! I have to go!" Then I saw her, at the end of the hallway, barefoot, wearing a tattered white dress, skin pale as ash, hair black and dripping like wet pine needles. No eyes, just deep, dark sockets. Her mouth stretched wider than it should have, grinning. I blinked, and she was gone. We left at dawn. Initially, we planned just to walk and hopefully reaching a small town like 15 miles away. Took only what we could carry, but when I tried the truck, it started. I drove my small family to safety. I did come back after a week with some friends and took back some of our belongings to our new home. It's been a year. We live in a small apartment now. Ella won't sleep without the lights on. I went camping to be alone, not to find myself, not to heal, not even to enjoy nature. I just wanted silence. No phones, no people, no questions. After the year I had, losing my job, my girlfriend leaving, my apartment lease ending, I needed to disappear for a while, off the map. I picked a forest in the Pacific Northwest, remote, untouched, and about 2 hours' drive from my place. I found it on a backcountry forum. No trailheads, no campsites, just trees and hills and the occasional black bear. Keep following the river on my left all the way, easy in and easy out, with no complicated direction. Perfect. I hiked in 6 miles the first day, cutting through thick woods, setting up my tent in a mossy clearing, surrounded by towering pines. I could barely hear wind up there, just the distant creak of old branches swaying, and the occasional snap of a squirrel or deer moving through underbrush. I felt small, and finally at peace. That night was the first time I felt it, not saw, felt. I had just crawled into my tent, zipped up the door, and was lying back with my flashlight dimmed. Then I heard it. Slow footsteps. Not an animal. Too steady. 2 feet. Human. Crunch. Pause. Crunch. I held my breath. It stopped just outside my tent. Then silence. I unzipped it slowly, holding my bear spray, shining my light out into the woods. Nothing. Just mist curling between the trees and the faint outline of my fire pit. I told myself it was my imagination. Maybe the wind. Maybe a deer walking weird. I left the flashlight on all night anyway, but I had a good quiet sleep. The next day, I hiked deeper, took a nice river bath, refilled my bottle, gathered wood, and even managed to catch a few small trout for dinner. I tried to forget about the footsteps. When you're alone in the forest, you start hearing things. It's natural, right? That night, I was more tired, but still wired. As the fire burned low, I got that same feeling again, like I was being watched. Not just watched, studied. This time, I stayed up, tucked in my sleeping bag with the zipper half open and a knife under my pillow. Hours passed. Nothing happened. Then, around 3 a.m., I heard it again. Crunch. Pause. Crunch. Then a whisper. Not words, just breath. Inhale, exhale, close, too close. I snapped upright and shouted, "Who's there?" My voice echoed and died. Then I heard something run. No, crawl. Into the woods. Quick, slithering. Too fast for a person. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. At sunrise, I found footprints. Bare feet. No shoes. No tread. Human-sized. Leading around my tent and off into the woods. I nearly packed up and left right then, but I didn't. I was too stubborn. Or stupid. That night, I made the fire bigger, higher, like that could protect me. I rigged a noise trap with fishing line and some metal utensils. I didn't go in the tent. I sat by the fire with my back to a tree, knife out, flashlight in hand. Around 1 a.m., the woods went dead. No wind, no crickets, nothing. It stayed like that until 4 a.m., just about when I wanted to doze out. Then I heard it, not footsteps this time, a voice. It mimicked mine, my shout from the night before. "Who's there?" Exactly how I'd said it. Same pitch, same fear. Then a low laugh, like someone trying to remember how to laugh but never quite learned. My trap went off. The utensils clanged. I jumped up and flashed my light. Just trees. Then, movement. A figure between the pines. Pitch black figure, thin, watching. It stepped forward, and I swear, it had no face, just a stretched flat surface, where its eyes and mouth should be. Like skin had been pulled too tight. For the first time in this entire trip, I really felt afraid. This thing isn't really a human. I don't know what I am dealing with at that moment. I bolted. No gear, no bag, grabbed just my pouch, in it my ID and car key, took my knife and flashlight. I didn't stop running until the sun rose and the forest thinned. I don't know how far I ran. I followed the river and didn't look back until I hit a dirt road. A group of hunters found me 2 hours later, shaking, bloodied from branches, barely able to speak. They helped me to get back to my car, and I drove home. It's an experience that I will never forget.